Everybody. Today we're going to play this kind of odd artifact aggro list. I saw it 5-0 once last week, and then I saw it 5-0 again this morning. And the Fleet Wheel Cruisers we played a couple days ago just honestly really got me in the mood for this. Like, I'm pretty excited to give it a try. We have no removal spells, which is just fine. Oh, well, this match is probably okay post board, no matter what build they are, but like probably pretty miserable main board. Like, they could be about a million different decks when they show you just that. Whatever I play is probably going to kill. I guess I would rather him kill something than counterspell something, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. They have their best turn too. That's unfortunate for us. Generally, when your opponent hits a turn 2 Search for Azcanta, you just do not win, especially in even remotely tight games. I'm going to lead with this one. It makes this potentially 3 power. It gives us something to weld fast next turn if it resolves. And it's just 2 threats. It's like the better thing to get settled next turn as well. Does play into Sensor, but I'm not worried about a Sensor at all. Like, we literally have just infinite damage in hand. Just have to get our things rolling. Again, not going to play around any Sensor or anything. It's kind of weird that they have Moment of Craving. I think Moment of Craving is worse than Ether Meltdown for control decks. Like, I mean, that's making some assumptions, right? Like, that would be assuming that he is a, assuming that he is an approach deck, which he may not be. He could be full on Esper, and then Moment of Craving is like clearly better, but he doesn't have to be. So like I said, it's just like making a grand assumption. What he did, bottom, so that's good for us. We hit a land, that's less good for us. Do we hit a land? We do not, so we'll just play this because it attacks for the most. We would have probably played something like a Scrap Heap and a Heart had we hit the land. I don't think I'm going to play around Settle. Like, I'm pretty sure that we're getting very close to losing. Definitely at least going to move to combat. Maybe I'll just attack with 2 things. Since our next turn's kind of medium. Our next turn's kind of medium, so. I'm going to play a Heart this turn instead of a Scrap Heap because it's a little bit better versus Fumigate. And Punished. Sacrifice an artifact. Target creature can't block this turn. Stops him from getting the 2 life plus deals 2 damage. So it's a 4 life point swing. We'll have to see what he has. If we hit a land, we may just like play the Scrap Heap Scrounger and say Torrential Cure, Hulk can't block in and battle them all. Because again, I feel like we're getting kind of low right now. Like low on time. Should have did that before I attacked. Because he could have disallow now. Fine. Fortunately, I don't have an extra mana. So we're just going to have to give him his 2. Probably repeat this play next turn, assuming that the heart resolves anyway. Assuming the heart gets what the heart wants. So he put a consign to put the Gear Hulk in his hand. So we're going to have the Gear Hulk play now. So we'd really like to draw a land here. That's interesting too, isn't it? Hard question now. Do we let one of these get eaten by the Gear Hulk so that we can try to finish it off with this? I actually think we do. I'm not 100% sure we do, but I think we do. Maybe that's just too bad. Yeah, it's probably just too bad, actually. Think we're happy to put him at 4. Just go ahead and put that in the graveyard because theoretically, just drawing a land represents lethal. And I don't think it's going to do anything else this match. I could be very, very wrong, but I doubt it will. So now he's got to deal with the board plus the ribbon, probably. Not the easiest thing to do. He definitely drew a land this turn. So he's got one card to do everything that we've just discussed. We're going to just start with an attack. Supreme will look at 4. That should be enough then. Unless he has something like Settle. Alright, now he's got 3 mana, so we definitely should be at enough o'clock now. I drew quite a bit of lands that game. Alright, so what is good versus a blue-black control deck, or an Esper control deck? These have to be good versus about all of them. These are probably pretty good. Feels like these may be good. I'm not sure about this card. It really depends on what build of the deck they're on. Definitely don't want these. Probably don't want these. Probably don't want these, but again, it all depends on what build of the deck they're on. I think Heart of Kieran's a little bit worse. But now, then we would only have 8 artifacts for these and these, which seems kind of thin. Yeah, I don't think I like Heart of Kieran, at least on the draw. Maybe we'll bring them back in on the play. They have too many like 1 mana removal spells and like fatal pushes and stuff to like, and it ties up 2 of our cards at once. I think this hand's a keep. It's obviously very, very bad, but this, when you have the correct amount of lands, you have 2 of your more powerful spells in the match, you have 1 discard spell, it feels to me like it's kind of hard to throw away. It's definitely probably the weakest keep that we'll keep the night. I can't imagine us keeping a weaker hand than this in very many matches. Apparently I just got a whisper from someone. Oh, apparently chat's not working, so let's see if we can fix that. JJ said chat's not working. Sorry if it took me a while to figure that out. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it's not working. Let's see if it works now. If anybody'd like to try to use it, let me know. Are we working now? I'm gonna say yes. I'm sure I'll get a message in a second if it's not. Hey, Waddy. Weighty cakes. Yeah. What's up? What is up, home potato? It looks like chat's working now. I hope it's working for JJ. Let me actually whisper JJ and tell him that I think it's fixed, but I'm not sure. Oh my god, I didn't attack. Oh god, Tilt. I was too busy typing and I thought I wasn't paying attention to the phase I was in. I didn't realize I'd already pressed F6 once. Oh, much frustrating. Our opponent seems to be playing some. What a to go ahead and duress this turn because I'm definitely going to play Chandra next turn unless he has like multiple counter spells. And then there's like some percentage chance that I play it anyway. This land would have been under Beaumont. Maybe. I don't know how it would have played out actually. So they have an Essence Scatter, a Disallow, and a Vraska's Contempt. Alright, we're going to take the Disallow and just play Chandra and tick it up and give him something to Essence Scatter. I'm fine with that because that means the Angraph resolves. Theoretically. Alright, cool. I'm glad it's working now, JJ. There's one of these. There's a Search for Azcanta. That was just kind of perfect for us then, wasn't it? Unless he casually has Negate in his hand, which is pretty unlikely. Should have a third card under this. That's actually pretty relevant. So we still know 3 of their cards. 2 of their cards. I assume he's going to kill this main phase. We're definitely getting them to that pretty quickly, which kind of sucks. Having a stroke, that's not fun. Alright, well we're getting to some problems. If he has like a land and a Gearhulk this turn, we could be in some serious trouble, but other than that, I feel pretty decent. Guess he could have drew like removal. That would suck, but well, let's play our land first. Then let's tick this up and see if he gets rid of the Essence Scatter. He did not. So let's go ahead and play the Scrappy. A little Scrappy boy, because he can Essence Scatter this if he wants, and we're not concerned about that. Well, we'll just hold back this Weldfast Engineer then. This lets us hold up Scavenging Ground as well, so Torrential Gearhulk is not a answer to the Angraph at this point. He's got to actually hit the good boy. This thing's doing some work here. Lose life equal to the number of cards in his or her graveyard. Can't be sad about that. Alright, well let's start with this. He gets to Essence Scatter, or he's going to like put a random card in his hand that's irrelevant. Either way, we're not that upset, especially considering we're just playing another Scrap Heap. Oh, it's Blue-White Approach. I wonder which one of these he's going to discard. Right, so he got rid of that, which means we can now play this. And we can actually play this as well. He's going to go up to 13. We have 13 damage in play, so him playing Approach does not keep him alive. He has to have something other than Approach to stay alive. Unless my math's real bad. Which I suppose it could be. But I believe this is 11. So they should have done something other than what they chose. I don't know what they could have did. The Angraph gave us a lot of resiliency there. Angraph doing things since 1999. I like this deck. Actually, I hate this deck. We don't have nearly enough removal spells for me to enjoy it. Sticks. I think I'd be happy with this deck if it had like maybe 2 Abrades or 2 Lightning Strikes on top of this other stuff over the Walking Ballistas. I just feel like I want like 2 to 3 more removal spells in the main deck, but anybody who watches my stream knows that I'm like so fearful of not having a removal spell in this format. But then there's decks that those removal spells just aren't good versus. Yeah, getting to use the duress to get that counter spell was sweet too. Like we kept a 0 creature hand versus them and it was good enough. That's hilarious to me. There is a little gnat flying around my room. I have not been able to catch it and like take it outside, and it's aggravating me because it like keeps every time I ain't paying attention, it like comes and slaps my monitor again. It's like, yo, bro, I'm still here just trying to watch some magics. We unfortunately did not win the dice row. Wow, we're up to 27 people. Did we get a host? Huh. So people are watching me when Jerry T's online. I'm amazed. Jerry. God, this hand's like really bad too. Is there enough good cards in this deck that like I'm just supposed to keep hands like this? I'm gonna try it. This is for science. I want to mulligan this. I think this is a mulligan, but I'm gonna keep it out of pure science. Oh, I messed up. I should have played the Swamp. That way he would have had to think about playing a Winding Constrictor. This is a big play mistake. Actually, a very, very, very big play mistake. Yeah, he might not have played that if we'd showed the Swamp. Wow. Never punished. Got him. just never punished, but it was a huge play mistake. I was just playing too fast, not thinking about what I'd saw. See you, Murph. Yeah, that was embarrassing that was just so poorly played by me. Oh god. Please put that Bristling Hydra in your graveyard. You need a land. Rip. I don't think we can beat this card. I think Bristling Hydra decks like excel at beating the type of deck we're currently playing. But we're going to give it our all. We're going to try everything. I didn't play the Cannon Slough, Sleuth, because I plan on cycling it at some point in this game. We already have 5 lands. We certainly don't need more than 5 lands. So I don't even block particularly well, but I believe I'm forced to try to block. It's just not where I want to be. Oh no! I pressed F6 like an idiot, but I was able to able to get the F3 pressed in time. Wow. That was almost absolutely terrible of me. In my mind, I'd already cast the Phoenix. Oh god. Oh god. I apologize if you guys heard me scream like a newborn baby. So this isn't great because he could have a removal spell for the Phoenix, the Heart of Kiran. He could just have a bunch of things here. But I think this is the better overall option. I'm just going to block this thing instead of using the Heart of Kiran, because I'm afraid if I use the Heart of Kiran, he's just going to have a removal spell and I don't even get to block. I don't really care about the elemental being behind. Like, my goal is to try to kill this, which may or may not happen. Okay, I don't know why he spent 3 energy there. Rings the doorbell. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So I assume he's going to be able to take this off now, but like I said, my goal is just killing the Bristling Hydra because I don't feel like we can beat the Bristling Hydra, while I feel like we can beat the other cards in his deck. That Bristling Hydra play was a loose one. Let's leave it at that. We're pretty low in life already, though, but we have like a removal spell and a half in our hand still. Copy and paste that joke. You don't know what you've did. You've just made me spam my Facebook friends. My IRL friends. Yeah, well, if they have 4 lands in hand, we Gucci. Yes, I said Gucci. I said it in a sentence. I'm proud of myself. If he just plays another Bristling Hydra, we're going to be pretty sad. We tried so hard to kill the first one, you just have another? It doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel fair. What do we do now? I guess we just Deadlands this and save this and this to try to kill this. Like between this, and potentially a block, we have maybe a lot of ways to kill this. We're taking like 1,000,000 damage though. He could just 8-ball us next turn if he wants. And he didn't play a land that turn. So that means all 3 cards in his hand are spells. And spells are hard to beat from here. It's got a 4th spell. Maybe they're blue? Card wasn't actually that bad of a draw. Alright, well I think we're just going to go for it. If he's got the thing, we're dead. Could just not have the thing, right? He's tapping a bunch of mana for something. But he already let me exert. And then he let me kill it. I don't know what's going on this game. We're at 6 life, so I feel whatever it is isn't going well. I need to double check something real quick. No, we are in a competitive league. I had to double check because his plays have been that odd to me. Hey Matt, what's up, man? So he's got a blossoming defense now? And he didn't have it last turn? Or he didn't think the Hydra was good enough to even try to save? I'm not sure what the answer is to that question. You have a second Hydra? Or a second Blossom? You do not. Okay. don't know what another land's going to do for us, but keep it in our hand does nothing. So he still has one card in his hand, and we know it's not a spell, so what is it, like Hadana's Climb, maybe? Or sorry, we know it's not a land. So like maybe it's just Hadana. Alright, so what do we do now? I think I'm just attacking with both. No, playing defense doesn't really work because of the menace. Is it worth to sack the courier now? Sure. Alright, so we have to survive 2 turns? We just draw a Glorybringer or anything that triggers the Heart of Kieran. Alright, well he gave up even though he had at least one more turn. Like we could have bricked off from here. Yeah, well, it wasn't bricking off, but still. Could hit removal, and probably been fine. Alright, so we're playing versus Sneaky Snake. So they have Gear Hulks and plenty of things that we would want to try to use removal on. So these are the cards that I think objectively are good here. Really think I care about Duress. The only card I'd want to Duress is Hadana's Climb, and like they may shave on one, and don't think I want any of the walkers either. So what's not efficient spells then? I like most of our cards here, but again, I don't think I like Heart of Kieran in this match. Of course, Heart of Kieran is one of the only things that lets us block a Hadana's Climb thing. I have no clue what those commands are, JJ. I think Walking Ballista is good here. It's like good enough versus Glint. What other 2 cards aren't great? Maybe the Dire Fleets aren't great. Like we can Dire Fleet into Vraska's Contempts and stuff, so maybe it is. Maybe the Braids just aren't great. I think they're fine too, though. Yeah, we're kind of the defensive deck. Like maybe we're not getting too much value out of this card in this match. It's probably between this and Walking Ballista, but Walking Ballista is at least still a 2-mana removal spell for Glint. So like it has like multiple modes. Could just be one of the lands on the draw. Maybe we go down to like, but we're gonna try this. Maybe it should be a Scavenging Grounds that we cut. Alright, so I think I have to keep this. A pretty aggressive draw, but we're like pretty weak to Snake. We have 7 answers that we could draw for a turn 2 Snake. We hit one of them, so we're a little insured versus a Snake now, which is kind of nice. So now Bristling Hydra is our only main concern. Right, we have to kill that, I think. Could just try to be cute and kill a Hydra this turn. If he just plays double 2-drop though, we feel kind of sick to our stomach. I'm going to be greedy. Just really wanting to play a Hydra this turn. It's our only hope, Obi-Wan. It's not our only hope. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, I realize that. Well, he still has to pay one to even play it. He didn't even attack. I find him not attacking odd. I don't know why I find him not attacking odd. See, like, just holding up negate versus us? That card doesn't even seem especially good versus us. I'm going to play this one. Even though it's like crappier mana-wise, it makes our Unlicensed Disintegration worse and everything, but he can't Fatal Push it. So that's the main reason that I chose it. Our deck can't really answer Bristling Hydra particularly well, so we basically just have to fade Hydra. But we didn't get punished for our play mistake. That's always fun. There's a snaky. Yes, a snaky, I said. I'd block if he attacked. If he gets a Blossoming Defense out of his hand, I consider that a win. Alright, onward we go. I think he has a negate. That's the only reason I can think of him leaving this not attacking the one turn. Just willing to take the damage if he attacks here, but I wanted to keep these cards both up in case he had to tap out to play like a Gearhulk, so that he didn't get the snake triggers. But yeah, I'm definitely willing just to take the damage if he attacks, and then like use one of our removal spells post-combat. Like, absolutely fine with this exchange. I assume this is either getting defensed or negated. He still has 4 cards and he's missing a land drop again, so it basically has to be some combination of those cards, if not all of those cards. Which is also why I chose to just take the 2 damage. I didn't want to risk taking 4. That was a good draw. Because now he can't contempt it either. Could potentially Fatal Push here, but getting his snake makes it worth it. Actually, where he didn't play anything, there's a argument that I should have went for the Serpent instead of the snake. I think there's an actual reasonable argument that I should have went for the Servant there. Opponent appears to just not have spells. This was a play mistake. I actually should have played the Scrap Heap Scrounger pre-combat, because if he blocks and has a Blossoming Defense, I would consider using the Unlicensed Disintegration. I don't think that I would use it, but I would have considered it at least. Well, we have a Vraska's Contempt now. Just drew a Vraska's Contempt. That's fun. Potentially could have used Unlicensed end of turn, but like he has to play a real spell, so I don't think there's any reason for us to. Alright, well if he's not playing a real spell, then I guess we'll just do this. He's down to 1 card, and now we have a Dire Fleet, so like as long as it's not Bristling Hydra, we don't care what it is. Alright, they're done. They've had enough. They've had enough of our things. Alright. Moving on up. Boom, boom, boom. I like this deck. Needs more Fleet Wheel Cruiser and Unknown Shores, but it's pretty nice. Apparently I have a notification of some kind. Somebody left a message on a video that I moderate, apparently. Where'd the match go? I clicked yes. It just like went away? Okay, here it is. Alright, so this guy's a pretty strong opponent. He typically plays red decks, but, you know, strong opponent can be on anything. I think this hand's good enough to keep. We lost to Dice Row 3 times in a row with a deck that I like really want to play, that I really want to win the Dice Row in. Like I said, he typically plays red decks. That doesn't mean he's playing a red deck. He could just be on Grixis right now. You can draw an untap land, so I still think it's better just to play the Beaumont and Bash. That's more likely Grixis, based on that. I don't know. Red-green monsters. I don't think I like this card in red-green monsters anymore. I'm pretty sure I just like Servant of the Conduit in all red-green monster lists now. But I know nothing. So they found a land. Well, that's unfortunate. We were hoping they did not. It's pretty important that we kill that. We might be able to race them depending on how weak or unweak their hands are. Oh, probably not racing that. That was what we call not weak. Not weak at all. No braid, please. Nice. No braid. Oh wow, he just doesn't have anything here? I'm just going to take 4. And unlicensed disintegration, just basically anything that they play. They didn't play anything, so they have to just have removal spells then, right? It's like this thing's probably going to die and they're going to take no damage. Yep. As expected. Well, I don't know what we can actually beat. Hey, Boot, what's up? Yep, and they have another removal spell? Okay, sure. So we just get crushed then. So it's probably unfortunate for us that they missed a land drop, because if they just played Glorybringer, We had a good shot that game. I don't feel like we have a very good shot anymore. It's not over till it's over, but like, it's not looking good. Card actually helps a reasonable amount. Do I give him the opportunity to block? I don't think so. So, if they have nothing, Glorybringer can win? Oh, no, they've got something. These last two cards in their hand would have to be kind of blanks. They've not played double spells every turn. They had leftover mana last turn. Like, it feels like it's hard for it not to be Glorybringer. But if it's Glorybringer, we're just dead, so why are they slow rolling? Well, at least we get to see what we're getting hit by. So they left this on top of the library. Untap land? That's not an untap land. What does that do for us? Why did they keep the magma spray? They have double magma spray in their hand? Is that the only thing that makes sense? Huh. Feels like double magma spray is the only thing that makes sense here. You play the Beaumont Courier, attack for all three, and just leave nothing up, but then we die to even a land. Do we die to a land anyway? I feel like we die to a land anyway. Maybe they'll block. Then we don't technically die to a land. If they don't block, we're just dead to a land for sure. Yeah. So not dead to a land. I mean, we're dead to a land, but we're not. Oh, we could have used the scavenging grounds, couldn't we? No, we couldn't use the scavenging grounds and buy back our scrap heap scrounger. Guess we could technically draw a fatal push and still be alive. We'd have been in pretty good shape that game, I think, if we'd drawn a land. I don't know what we could even have now. I think we're just dead on board. I don't think we even have an out. But I guess that's not true at all. Another Beaumont, I guess, would give us something. So we can deal 8, but we can't deal 9. There's nothing we can do then. This guy can't block this turn because we know their hand. If we play this and leave it on defense, I guess we have a chance. No, because just he makes one of these two not block and we die. Yeah, we can't win, we're dead. Alright. It just doesn't do us any good to even try to bluff anything. Could have did this differently and ended up with the scrap heap scrounger left over in the graveyard, but it doesn't matter. We know he has a magma spray, so like we're not even bluffing anything. He's just going to kill this and then kill us. And that's regardless of what he draws. Yeah. We have been gotten. Alright, so they're on a braid deck with Struggle and Survive, so I'm going to immediately dump those and immediately pick up cards like this. I don't think our braids are good enough. Maybe the Dire Fleets are, because gives us access to their magma sprays and their Struggle and Survives, but I'm not sure if it is. I have to bring at least one more card in, so like at least one of them's going to come in. I think the Walking Ballistas are fine here because they're good versus his Million X ones. Maybe this card's not great. It costs like 3 mana. Wonder if this is okay here. It's Glorybringer. I think I'm just going to run with this. This hand's pretty weak, but I'm going to keep it. It's not actually that weak. For some reason, I thought this was a colorless land for half a second, so this hand's a lot better than I originally thought it was. Still, probably not ideal versus them, but it's good enough. It's good enough by a decent margin, probably. Yeah, this hand's fine. Red Rover, no magma spray. Take your 2. Don't have it? No, he's got it. Rip. We really needed that card this game. That card was El Importante. Feels like he shouldn't have let me attack. What if I had Build to Smash? Never let your opponents attack with a Beaumont Courier. It gives you very little value. I don't care enough to kill that. I would rather risk just putting a counter on this Like, we could still kill it a number of different ways, so there's no reason to, there's just no reason to risk it. If it had been a Jade Light Ranger and, like, we couldn't kill it as easily, we would have. So I have 5 cards in hand to our 3, and we don't have... We don't have anything great. So, like, this one I will kill. It's just not worth the gamble to do it with this one. Oh, cool. We didn't really sideboard out any creatures. Sideboarded out 1. It's fine. Land they play that turn. They played a Rootbound Crag. Actually, just going to play this one. I think there's way too high of a likelihood of whatever I play here dies. It's kind of asking this one to be Glorybringered, but whatever. Not too concerned if it does. Let's us get an attack in with our own Glorybringer, assuming they don't have Chandra's Defeat. But if we just play Chandra's Defeat, we got really far behind in that spot. Alright, well, we're going to play one. So we're marginally ahead on the clock, depending on how the rest of these turns roll out. He's got another land. Pretty unlikely to have a removal spell for both. I assume there's a good chance they have a removal spell for 1? Well, that was a play mistake by them again. They should have let me attack with both, and whichever one I exerted killed the other one. Because what if I decided not to exert now? Like, what if it made sense for me not to exert because based on my hand? They should have, like, guaranteed we exerted one, though. It feels like we're in a top deck war. We have at least 2 reasonable cards in our hand. We have no idea what's in their hand. Morphings? Does less good? That's kind of just awkward because I don't want to take Vraska's Contempt down. They got double removal spell. This is super bad. Alright, so now it seems like a top deck war that they're ahead in. I think I'm just going to play this one. It can block that thing, and then we can use like the Scavenging Ground. Obviously, we get Max Punisher if they draw a Glorybringer, but I'd really want to save this Contempt for like a Phoenix or something. They just attack with the Scavenger, that's fine as well. Oh, we'll just take the damage, we don't have anything else. That was a pretty decent draw. I feel like it's profitable to actually kill this. Again, we die to a bunch of different things, but like... just getting attacked on the ground doesn't help. In theory, gives us a blocker for this, but again, they can draw just a bunch of things and win. Oh, well, that's a good spell I hear. That's a quote-unquote game-winning spell I hear. Really good on this board state. Basically, have to draw another Vraska's Contempt next turn. I think we only even have 2 in our deck. So we don't really have an out anymore, do we? Sure. Weird. Just a weird attack. That doesn't even kill us, does it? Puts us at 2 and kills this thing? Alright, deal. Game could go either way still. We're a significant dog here, but could go either way. Like a Phoenix or a Glorybringer that turn would have been a pretty good draw. The second they draw a Glorybringer or basically an Earthshaker Kenra, the game's fairly close to over. I think it's correct for them to attack here even if they don't have a removal spell because it's too high of a chance that we just draw a removal spell or an artifact. But like I still have to double block. Just chump blocking him using a removal spell next turn doesn't get me anywhere, so I have to try this. What they draw? Oh. That's Best Boy. And good game. Wonder how bad that match actually is. That's a good question, Shinny. Like, I thought we were dead. Well, I mean, we wasn't dead. We were going to gain 2 life, but, like, I thought we were in a lot worse shape than we actually were based on his play. I actually thought we would do pretty well versus them. Maybe I'm sideboarding out too many of our early drops. Maybe you just can't afford to sideboard out Heart of Kiran's. Like, we have so few things to do when we sideboard those out. I just feel really bad in that match, though. You could have Naturalizes, Brontodons, everything. It just seems pretty mediocre. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. It just feels very weird. We will join the match. Hey, we won our first dice roll of the night. And our hand is keepable. What fun. The common theme in a Sears of Stream, we have to draw a bunch of lands, but that's potential, but like a Heart of Kieran requires 2 spells to pressure the board, right? That's why I keep sideboarding out the Heart of Kieran. It feels like we need 2 spells to pressure the board. And it feels like they're going to have 10-ish 1 to 3 mana removal spells. So it seems like it's really hard to have a hand that can pressure like that. Should have thought about this last turn, I think. I kind of want to just attack for 4 here, but like killing this probably has to be right. What 4 mana spells can they play that this doesn't kill? Nah, we only have 1 removal spell. I'm going to be a little protective of it. I don't know what they can actually play. I don't care about Chandra. I think I only care about like Bristling Hydra. I think that's the only card I care about. They have a lot of different things into Jund colors, though. Rootjaw Raptor would be annoying, but no. Well, apparently we should have just killed it. They only have 2 lands. Mistakes were made. This is not my deck. I net deck this deck, so I didn't really consider it. We have a pretty decent amount of 3-drops though. Like I don't think I would want more 3s, but it could be better than the Weldfast. The Weldfast has actually been really good so far though. I don't mind just playing this out. He could have a Vraska's Contempt or something for this, but that's fine because then the Glorybringer gets to kill a thing and do a thing. Of course, I don't know if the Glorybringer actually wants to do a thing. All right. So short of them having Blossoming Defense, we've got this game. I guess I could have Fatal Push still, but and get another turn that way. Okay. Hey, Shinny, thank you for the follow, man. Or woman. I guess I shouldn't assume gender. I apologize. Hey, now what's up? Emma could be decent though. This card's actually been surprisingly good. And you don't want to load up on 3-drops, but this card's actually been surprisingly good. So if they're playing Jund, they've already showed us mana producers, so I definitely want these. I definitely want these, and I think I definitely want these. So I'm commonly bringing in the same cards every single match. Maybe we should try sideboarding a little differently this game, because like taking out these Heart of Kierans have not been working out very well. I definitely don't want to get rid of my removal, I don't think. Could take out Bomat on the draw. Feels like Bomat's going to be hard to deal damage with. Could just try this one turn or one time. Every artifact we take out though like makes these cards worse. Let's try this one time, see if the Heart of Kierans are a little bit better. I feel like I'm supposed to be taking the Heart of Kierans out and not the cards we took out, but So for our first time playing with the deck, so we can experiment with a few things and see how they work out. This is a pretty good draw. There's Hardy Boy. But yeah, but that's a totally different deck, right? We're not playing Artifact Aggro when we make all of those changes. Like, if we put in Glint, we don't want to play the Heart of Kirin. Like, if we're taking out Steadfast and Glint, we probably also don't even want the Heart of Kirin in it. Or, sorry, Steadfast and Operative, we probably then don't want the Heart of Kirins in our deck. So I'm not saying that deck could just be better than this deck. You could be right. That deck could just be better than what we're playing. But like, it is a different deck, right? That could just be a better deck than what we were playing. That's totally reasonable. But once we start cutting cards like Operative and stuff, like the 3-power things, like if this was a Glint, this Heart couldn't attack and stuff. Like the cards that kind of synergize well together. But yeah, maybe we could just be on, we could just maybe go back to tuning JJ's red-black deck a little bit. He made some changes to it. He cut the negates out of the sideboard and added a few cards to shore up what looked like a few of the weaker matches. That could be something. Could be something for sure that we could try. And we will try it at some point. I've just had this deck, I think it got released in the 5.0 dump last Thursday, and then it got re-released today, and I was just thinking, you know, like at some point, we've got to try it. At some point, we just had to try it, I thought. The one we played 2 days ago, I think. Let me see if I can find the list for you real quick. Copy. Don't kill that. We needed that, brah. Just like go back to working on that. That is not his updated list. That's just the one we played in that particular league. So what's happening in this game is kind of why I don't like Heart of Kirin. The Heart of Kirins require other things to turn them on. And I feel like if we have a bunch of stuff on the board, we're winning already. So like these games where we don't have those things, could just be better to have a Heart of Kirin. Or just not have a Heart of Kirin in the deck and have any of the things that we were already playing. The Fleet Wheel Cruisers in that deck were surprisingly very, very good. I really want him to kill this. So, if he has a Glorybringer next turn, which he doesn't even have double red yet, but like we could 2-for-1 it with the Braid and the Walking Bee. If he has anything other than Glorybringer, that gives us additional options. I think I'm actually, well, I'm going to start with this. Actually, yeah, I'm going to start with this, I think. Just attack for 4 or 5. Assuming he's going to use a removal spell on one of these, and then I'm going to play the Walking Ballista and have protection versus a Glorybringer. I didn't want to just play my Glorybringer into open Vraska's Contempt, because I think our board's good enough that I didn't need to do that. So it's kind of like playing it face up, though, that we have a removal spell, though, right? Kansas City was pretty good. There was one game that we drew like 10 million cards with it, and I don't think we would have won without it, but overall, I don't think it was that great because a lot of our creatures already had evasion. But it wasn't a bad card. Alright, so we'll deal 3 damage to that. And play the Glorybringer and kill this maybe? Depends on what we draw. Oh yeah, well we're definitely doing that now. Could have also used the Scavenging Grounds, but drawing the Glorybringer made it pretty easy. If he's got Blossoming Defense, we're going to be sad. So we have another Glorybringer in our hand, and we have a very large board. It's looking pretty close like we're going to be 3-1. But that's obviously not guaranteed or anything. It'll be interesting to see which one he kills. Oh, he didn't kill any? Alright, so now it's just guaranteed. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, sweet, what's up? Well, we got paired versus a new perspective decks that felt like it took an actual miracle to win. We had a chance to win game 3 if we just hit a land, but like that match felt pretty miserable. What did we lost? We went 3-2. We only played at one league, and we lost to mono red, which didn't feel like a good match, but felt like a fixable match. Like we lost to mono red pretty hard, but that felt like something that could be fixed. Just like more Pias, maybe. Effort Spear Harvesters, a few more 1-mana removal spells. The mono red match felt fixable. The new perspectives match felt like we were grasping at straws. It was a pretty interesting deck. Like all of these aggressive decks are just really in good spots when you get paired versus a bunch of Drowned Catacomb decks. But we could do things to try to fix the new perspectives match, like maybe Anger or Lost Legacy, potentially. It's also good versus Approach, which also is probably not a great match. There's definitely tools that you have. You just gotta get a few reps in and see where you're weak, where you're strong, things like that. Alright, we want a second dice rolling tonight. And are we blessed with a keepable hand? I'm not gonna mulligan a turn 1 Beaumont. This Heart of Kirin may never turn on, who knows, but we're certainly not getting rid of a turn 1 Beaumont. Especially with 2 castable removal spells in our hand. My head's itching. I apologize if you can hear me scratching it. Hey, look, Ma, we're playing Red Deck Wins. Uh-oh. Hey, look, Ma, we didn't want to draw Heart of Kirin at all. So most of the Evolving Wild decks are either blue-black control or black-white tokens. I'm not sure if I want to get paired versus either of those. Now, this could be bad, especially if we don't hit a spell we can resolve exactly this turn. Now, we drew too many removal spells and a dead Heart of Kirin, so we have effectively 3 dead cards in our hand right now. So, probably not likely to do well this game. Kind of hope that they kill this because that gives this a greater chance to survive, and we have a second Heart of Kirin in our hand already. Though, like I said, the original Heart of Kirin the Heart of Kirins aren't going to be very good here in general. There's potential that I could have played a Heart of Kieran and just sacked a Beaumont. Like, I think that would have been a fine play. Looks like I get that option anyway. I'm not going to bother to leave up Fatal Push. The 1 point of life seems like it's irrelevant, but the Fatal Push also seems like it's irrelevant. Irrelevant! Yeah! They seem to be making some tough decisions over there. Definitely want to play this land. Don't do it now. Alright, well, I think I have to sack it. Maybe I don't have to sack it. So, we don't care about the mountain, and we kind of actually want this in the graveyard. But if they just play Scarab God, we could potentially lose. Like, we only have 2 answers in our main deck to Scarab God, right? So what's the odds of us getting a second one of our answers to Scarab God? Guess I'm going to sack it. It's not just 4 cards, it's 4 cards and 2 life. I think the 2 life's what puts it over. Alright, I'm going to sack it, I think. They only have 2 Scarab Gods, right? Well, they might not have one, who knows? Could draw a land in a Steadfast too and like get a big point of hit in this game turn. Well, didn't seem like it didn't work out, but that's okay. I would rather have the cards we have than the cards we have now. I mean, he might not have a choice in the matter, right? Like, we have a really strong board. He could just not have that choice. He could just have to. So 3, 4, 5, 6. You could have Consign here, which would be obviously pretty bad. A pretty good spot if he doesn't have Consign. Now he gets to flip that, though. Maybe we should have left. So now he can, like, Gear Hulk and sack a Gear Hulk, or, like, Scarab God and sack a Scarab God, and the game's close to over. Hey, Chad. How are you? Yeah. Just like Gear Hulk, kill thing, gain 6 life. That's pretty hard to beat. He doesn't have any other cards, though, so, like, maybe it's not impossible to beat. What is that? Moment of Craving. Ah, well, it's dead. You want to make them sack it while we still have double black? So we have 6 turns to figure this game out. Any other creature gives him 6 more turns, and so on and so on. Well, that's not a good sign. If he draws another card, a Steadfast would get us there. Maybe a Glorybringer if he has nothing? That's not nothing. That's most certainly something. Alright, so they have 2 cards. 2 cards to draw. They chose not to draw a card, so they must have hit whatever they wanted off that last draw. So yeah, we are dead. Yep, we're just dead. Well, he's not really digging, like he was pretty far ahead there. So we have no out. He can gain 5 life a turn, and then when he gets this big enough life lead, he can just get this stuff back. Alright, so what do we want? We want these. We want these. We want these. We want these. We potentially want this, even though we didn't bring it in last time. I definitely don't want Fatal Pushes. I definitely don't want Walking Ballistas. I definitely don't think I want Heart of Kieran's. I think a bunch of Heart of Kieran's is probably what cost us that game. Well, this is like the next bad card in our deck. Just now realizing that we only have 3 Weldfast in our deck. I thought we had 4. Of 25 creatures, so maybe we can get rid of a couple. Kind of want this though. Nah. It's not good enough. What is the worst stuff in our deck? Just like casually 2 of these? I don't know. I guess Cut's actually really bad here. Like, it's only good versus Kingpin. And between their Fatal Pushes and Vraska's Contempts and our Unlicensed Disintegrations, I feel like we can beat a Kingpin. I think this sounds good. Just gonna lead on to Beaumont. Like, there's a chance that we just draw Scrap Heap Scrounger, or land for Scrap Heap Scrounger anyway. And even if we don't, we can just duress next turn and play Scrap Heap on 3. I mean, it kills Kingpin only. Like, it could just kill Kingpin. Kingpin's not bad. Like, Kingpin locks us up pretty good, but... Ooh. Guess we'll go ahead and duress and see what we're looking versus... Oh god, they have a wonderful hand. So they have a Golden Demise, a Fatal Push, and a Disallow. But they don't have lands. There's not a whole lot of coming to play untapped black lands in the deck. I think I still have to just take the Golden Demise. I can't afford to get 2 for 1. If they use a removal spell for one of these, we at least get to resolve this. Their hand was really good, though. Assuming they hit land. They kept a Field of Ruin. So they can kill both of our creatures any damn way? Like Field of Ruin, our Sleuth, then Fatal. Well, I guess they can't kill them both this turn at least. Unfortunately, this lets them hold up Disallow. So like I can't just jam the Phoenix. This game's gonna be very hard to win. Can't play the Phoenix. So is it worth just getting 4 new cards if I can't even play the Phoenix? It prevents 2 points of life as well. I'm fine with that outcome. We got our Phoenix back. Lucky us. Did I forget to play a land? Go ahead and doing it now, because they don't. Hey, you could be right. It feels like I'm just going to get a lot of free damage in with this, though. Like, feels like I'm considerably ahead right now, and he's going to have to tap out and use the Torrential Gearhulk at some point. I think the Angrath's actually going to probably just ping him for 2 at some point and kill him. That's what it feels like to me, anyway. I think there's just a good chance that all of our spells are good here, and he's going to have to spend mana before we do. I'll probably let him kill something here. So what can I do? Actually, want all 5 of my mana. I need him to use the Disallow now. So this is like kind of awkward now. I actively want them to use this Disallow now. So that's the thought process behind that. literal best case scenario for them. Boom. Well, that felt good. That was a fun draw. Yeah, so you're going to kill that. You're going to have one card in your hand. Well, did you draw a counterspell? You did not. They got rid of the Gearhulk? What? They got rid of the Gearhulk. I thought this Angraph was going to be better than a disallow this game. And this Angraph was better than a disallow. It got an entire torrential Gearhulk. That feels sick. So they have another one of those, and they have no cards in their hands, so they're now just about dead. Well, that was really good. I wonder if I'm supposed to play this. I think I'm fine with it. They can get back several things now, but they have to get it next turn. And if it's a Gearhulk, or if it's a, it's got to be a Gearhulk or a Vraska's Contempt. So basically, it's only if they draw a Gearhulk is this bad for us. The odds of them getting a Gearhulk there is not particularly high. Two? I don't know what I said for the 2 question mark. I apologize. Have we changed anything from the sideboard to the play? We have all of our aggressive creatures in the deck. We could potentially put the Deadeye Tracker in the deck. Like, this card is good, but it does take a lot of our mana, and we're kind of a mana-heavy deck. I think the Dire Fleets are fine if the game goes absurdly wrong. I think them just being on the play and curving out, like if they have a Fatal Push plus an Essence Scatter plus a Disallow, it's probably pretty hard for me. But I do feel like I'm favored in this match. Golden Demise is pretty good, but we have just like a lot of haymakers and quite a few ways to kill their things. I think I'm just gonna submit. Yeah, we're not on just red-black aggro. We wish we were. We wish we were. We're on artifact aggro. We're on fun cards, and fun cards make this match a lot harder to win. I still think we're like a slight favorite, but I don't think we're a heavy favorite anymore. A random 5-0 list. It 5-0'd last Thursday and again today, and I was just like, alright, I'm in. We'll try it. Man, we keep drawing this Beaumont on turn 1. That feels so good. Onward, Beaumont Courier. Get me some. Yeah, give me that point of life, boy. He's just going to slam Kingpin, and I'm going to be like, no. No, Kingpin, no. And doesn't have a second colorless source. That's good. Please no Golden Demise. I would say one time no golden demise, but he didn't have one last game either, so I feel like I've already had my one time. Alright, apparently he had all the lands in the world, and him playing this was just awkward beyond belief to me. Like, so awkward that I don't even understand it. I normally like to save my duresses in this match until a turn that I'm going to be able to play a threat, but we don't have any threats that we're going to be able to play anytime soon. So, I mean, like, we have threats that we're going to be able to play, but we don't have any threats that we're going to be able to play while holding up mana anytime soon. And if he hits his lands from here, we're in a serious hurt because he already has double Scarab. It's kind of interesting that he just dumped the land when I was thinking, like, lands just probably beat me. It's going to be very hard for me to beat these two cards. And he's just like, nah, brah, I don't care. He's like, you got this, Gucci. You got this, Gucci, fam. There's actually no creatures in the graveyard yet, so maybe it's not as hard to beat as I thought. I just like talking to myself. Hi, Searsist. How are you today? I'm doing fine. I literally took my two hands and shook them together when I said that. What's he doing now? Are you going to fix my mana for me? Oh, please. Yeah, that's not fixing my mana at all, I know. I'm trying to make a joke. Trying to be funny. I fell at humor. I fell at all things humor related. Get some Druid. The Bloodfast is actually still pretty good because it can flip and like give him 5 life a turn off of a Scarab God or like 6 life off of a Torrential Gearhulk, etc., etc. Alright. It's time to play, Beaumont Courier. You do you, boo. Yeah, I try to play a new list about every day. Get up in the air and wave your hands like you just don't care. I'm on another level tonight? So how am I self-defecating the fetus? I'm feeling great. I was feeling great. I'll rephrase. I feel like trash now. The world was my oyster, and now it's not. And by now it's not, I mean we might get to kill him with an Angraph? How fun would that be? That would be fun. No, Vraska's Contempt. But I do that for the YouTube videos, right? So like when I put them in a playlist, like say I play a deck like 10 times or something, like I come back to decks later, like in different weeks. So like when I put them into YouTube video lists like that, it makes it easier for people to watch them on YouTube. I like how I babbled and babbled and babbled, but finally said words. Hey, Glory. What's up? Just cast a Scarab God and get got, friend. That's all we want from today. We want Angraph to do the dirty dirty. Angraph. 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 Let's keep clapping our hands together. Angraph. You do not have a Torrential Gearhulk. You do not have a Torrential Gearhulk. Say it with me, team. You do not have a Torrential Gearhulk. You do not want to kill our Chandra. You just want to play a Scarab God. It's how you win. Wink, winky face. I would not lie to you, opponent. I would not lie to you, opponent. I really want to just tap to them at this point. Well, if he's just watching my screen, though, he can see the whole world. Interesting. Will I make mana of this before I use the dress? Oh, he does have a torrential gear hook. What fun! He has no counterspell though, right? He has nothing good. He doesn't have a Vraska's Contempt. What was I even thinking? Why was I scared? What was I scared of, family? Don't you dare hit an Essence Scatter. Wait. He didn't even look for an Essence Scatter. Did he sideboard out Essence Scatters? Did he sideboard out Essence Scatter? What just happened, team? He would just rather play a Gear Hulk to only deal 5 damage to Chandra? That confuses me. I feel like this Glorybringer resolving just kind of wins the game. There's some percentage chance that he just can't beat the board now. Why did I think there was a Vraska's Contempt in his graveyard? Is it because I've been looking at this one the literal entire game? I think it's because I've been looking at this one the literal entire game. Alright, up you go, friend. Opponent's at 3. Alright, let's cast a second Lethal Threat then. I feel like one of these is good enough. And by one of these, I feel like both... Hey, he found his Vraska's Contempt. That was cool. Alright, well we got a 4-1 with Artifact Aggro. We get a lot of 4-1s on this stream. We play the most random decks most nights. Literally and figuratively, they're combined now. With their powers combined. This deck was fun. It was pretty sweet, too. At the beginning of the stream, I said I wanted a couple more main deck removal spells over these Walking Ballistas, and I still feel like that, but other than that, I actually like this entire list. This entire list made me smile. It made me smile. It made me smile. Wait, was that Jerry? That was not Jerry, was it? No, that's not Jerry. Stop that. Anyway, those were pretty fun games. I don't think I played them exceptionally well. I think I made at least 2 pretty quality errors that game. I think I made at least 2 pretty quality errors that game, but I don't exactly know what I did. The turn earlier when I didn't force the disallow could have been very wrong. I'm not actually sure. I knew Jerry was streaming, but I did not recognize that one of his Twitch accounts. Well, I hope I didn't say anything rude about him then, since he's obviously an extremely better player than I'll ever be. But anyway, that's going to do it for us tonight. We've got the 4-1. I think we played okay for most of the night. Like I said, the deck felt fine. I'm not exactly sure about the Walking Ballistas. The sideboarding plans felt good. Like, we play a lot of these like random 5-0 lists, and they feel like they haven't been tuned. Feels like the cards you take in and the cards you take out are just awkward. But like, we didn't run into a match today where the sideboarding felt very awkward. So that's like always a positive thing. Like anytime that your sideboarding feels well, it seems like people put a lot of effort into it. But we are going to hop off here tonight, and I actually am going to host Jerry because I'm going to go watch Jerry. Like, Jerry's good folks. I didn't like him conceding in the finals versus Lantern. I think he should have played for the 0.00001%er, but, you know, whatever. I don't know. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I appreciate the new follow. Thanks for watching me when, like, Jerry's online and you could, like, clearly do a lot better. He's playing a better deck as well. But yeah, we're going to take off here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We'll be back tomorrow, and in about 90 minutes, a blue-white approach video will go up on my YouTube, which there's links to my YouTube below the stream if you care, and my Twitter. You should follow those things. All right, anyway, take care, everybody. We appreciate so much, and you have a wonderful evening. Everybody except for Zetman. Zetman, you can suck it. Take care, Heath. By the way, Heath, if you ever get a chance, you should probably kick me some kind of sideboard guide or deck info on your blue-black deck. Because, like, I would love to hear your thoughts, especially if a PPTQ potentially being played this weekend. Anyway, take care, everybody.